Hello, I'm Annette Young and welcome to the 51% show about women reshaping our world. Coming up, a revolution of another kind in Colombia, where a group of Catholic women priests are challenging the church in the Latin American nation. Also, the dividends of networking as some French women discover the benefits of schmoozing. And we talk to social entrepreneur Lindsey Nefesh-Clarke about how the web can truly empower women. But we begin in Latin America, where traditional Catholic values continue to remain strong throughout the region. Yet in Colombia, a group of determined women are challenging the status quo. In the face of excommunication, 4 have been ordained as Catholic priests, declaring that gender is not going to stop them from preaching the gospel. Daphne Denis and Mireille Dundas have this report.
Like every Sunday, Aida Soto gets ready for Mass. But today she's not your average churchgoer. She's the one giving the service. This mother of 4 has decided to go against Catholic doctrine to become one of Latin America's first ever female priests, along with another 3 Colombian women.
For me, being a mother is a calling, and being a spiritual mother to the people is a calling too. I mean, that part is important to me.
Soto was ordained by the Association of Roman Catholic Women Priests, a fringe movement rejected by the Catholic hierarchy, which prepares gender equality in religion around the world. But so far, the Church has refused to become an equal opportunities employer. The Vatican says that any woman attempting to become a priest will be excommunicated, and Pope Francis has confirmed female ordination is a no-go. Still, 73-year-old Olga Lucia Alvarez is adamant that her religious title is as valid as any other.
We feel like we are the church. We defend the church, we promote the church, and we want the church to move forward.
However unorthodox female-led masses may be, and even in a country as Catholic as Colombia, women priests have found an audience. Alvarez married Ramiro Franco to his wife, even though the sacrament isn't recognised by the church.
My marriage is as valid as any other. In fact, I feel a very strong bond. She married me to my wife, she baptized my young son, and gave my eldest son his first communion.
Despite the controversy, these women of God keep faith that they will soon be accepted by their church and grow their movement in Latin America.
Now, here in France, there's been a rapid growth in the number of business networks for women, and it's not just to make contact with fellow entrepreneurs, but also to seek out investment. The France 24 team went to meet some who've discovered how schmoozing can really work.
Prune is a 27-year-old who works on her own in her Parisian flat designing handmade skirts, and her talent has brought her quite some success.
Since I began in May 2012, I've produced close to 2,500 pieces and I've sold over 2,000.
At first, her customers were her friends, but now her skirts are exported all over Europe and the United States. If her business is flourishing, it's partly due to the network she forged. Maud Fourier-Ruel played an important role in helping her conquer new markets. She created a group with a strong entrepreneurial spirit where women help each other.
In general, women are more shy, that's what I've noticed. This networking group provides them with support and they can exchange views with others. They feel we can help them.
Started 6 years ago, the group now has close to 1,000 members.
We get clear answers to practical questions, such as what kind of difficulties might I encounter if I change professional status. I can also ask around if anyone knows of a nice photographer whose style could fit in with mine.
In the future, Prune might need to raise extra funds to expand. In that case, she could be tempted to turn to Agnès Fourcade. This experienced businesswoman has specialized in spotting promising projects. She's at the head of the only networking group in France where the potential investors are all women. Some are lawyers, others are engineers. While they come from various backgrounds, they all share a passion for business.
Women tend to look at whether it's a worthy investment before thinking of possible financial gains. With men, it's quite the opposite.
And for Maya Elder, those who will trust her will be making a worthy investment. She and her business partner are trying to obtain €13,000 to complete a new digital app that helps doctors organize their patients' medical files. It's meant to save them time and energy. She believes her medical app could soon become the leader in the market.
The project will be finalized quickly, so I'm interested.
It was very professional, with great prospects.
Over the past 12 years, out of the 80 projects presented here, 70 have generated significant revenue. It's a sign these women know how to pick a good business plan and back the right entrepreneur.
So, as we can see there, networking is key to women's success in business. But as the digital revolution steams ahead, are we in danger of being left behind, despite the web offering a global platform for all to benefit from? Now, Women's World Wide Web is Europe's first crowdfunding platform dedicated to girls and women's empowerment in both the developing and developed world. And with me in the studio is its founder, Lindsey Nefesh-Clarke. Lindsey, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Firstly, tell me a little bit more about World Wide Web and what exactly you do.
Okay, well, as our name indicates, it's a digital platform and it enables users, so individuals, companies, foundations, to support grassroots girls and women's empowerment initiatives around the world, and they can be in various sectors. Our objective is to ensure girls and women's access to the constituents of development, so education, training, vocational training, access to financing through microfinance, access to drinking water, decent sanitation, livelihood. So it's really quite comprehensive. And one of our main objectives is to promote girls and women's equal access to what we call ICTs, information and communication technologies.
So give us some details about some of the projects you've been involved with.
They're very varied. Some of them are in highly dangerous contexts for women. So, you know, from Pakistan, where we're promoting girls' education for girls and women in tribal zones, where there's an illiteracy rate of over 90%. It can be projects, say, in slums in the Philippines. I'm just citing some examples, where we're providing IT vocational training for young women as part of a program to combat human trafficking. It can be mobile provided microfinance for women in Guatemala, from poor rural communities in Guatemala. It's really very, very varied. There's a wide selection on the platform.
Well, for someone who's not that familiar with internet terminology, how does crowdfunding actually work?
Yeah, well, you take the words. It's crowd and funding, and that's actually why you know, we launched W4. Is it enables individuals to give what they can. So, you know, what we're trying to make clear is that even very, you know, reasonably small amounts, like, you know, €5 today, can actually save the lives of women. I mean, I'm talking about €5. I can cite an example. Take a safe birth kit for a woman in a rural area in sub-Saharan Africa. With just €5 today, you can provide a safe birth kit, which could potentially save her and her baby's life. And this can all happen through the platform. So as a donor, you can make your donation, and we will actually track the impact of that donation and see how it's used and report back to you.
So what have been some of the pitfalls that you've encountered along the way?
In terms of launching W4, I think mainly it's not in terms of actually launching W4. What we're trying to do here is harness two of arguably the most powerful trends today. That's on the one hand, girls and women's empowerment, and obviously digital technology. We want to encourage philanthropy and what is called now democratize philanthropy. That's thanks to digital technology. It's never been easier to make a difference, to give, to be a change maker. We can take out our iPhone and we can finance, you know, a microcredit loan. We can finance the safe birth kits. We can finance education for girls and women on the other side of the world, and also here in Europe. In terms of the pitfalls, I would say mainly the kinds of dangers and obstacles we're facing in the various countries where we're running programs. And I cited Pakistan is a very obvious one.
Give us some more details about the sort of problems that you have faced.
Pakistan, I mean, it's an extremely powerful, also very, you know, paradoxically very inspiring. We're running a program for girls and women's education in the tribal zones, a really highly dangerous region. And we're trying to promote both girls and women's education, women's literacy, and also access to technologies. Now, our partner on the ground, a few months before Malala Yousafzai was shot, one of the co-founders of our partner organization was assassinated on her way to work, a young woman, 23 years old. And last year, the offices were decimated by a bomb. And still, they continue to do their work, and we're continuing to support support them. And we're actually innovating a pioneering program to provide girls in the region with access to computer technology.
Lindsey, this is a question we ask a lot on this program, the fact that many believe that women are being left behind in the digital revolution. Is that something that you would also agree with?
Yes, absolutely. I think on the one hand, there's an enormous transformative potential of digital technologies to empower girls and women, to protect their human rights. That's on the one hand, but that requires access to digital technologies. And yet when we look at the state of digital connection for girls and women today, there's clearly a gender digital divide. We can take access to mobile phones. 3 billion people who do not own a mobile phone, the majority are women. A lot of those women are in Southeast Asia and in East Asia and in the Pacific region, but also you have millions of women in Africa who do not have access to a mobile phone. Take access to internet. Across developing countries, it's, on average 25% fewer women than men have access to internet. And that in certain regions can be as high as 45%. So, if we ask ourselves, how would we get by today?
So what needs to be done?
Well, we can't wait for this situation to take care of itself. It really needs the involvement of everybody from policymakers to the mobile technology industry, but also we can, and that's the whole idea of the platform, is it's never been easier. We can actually help girls and women to have access to those technologies and to participate in digital technology sector by providing them with training in coding, as developers, as managers. I mean, even here in Europe, there's a conspicuous absence of women also in the digital technology sector. It's not just something that concerns low and middle income countries.
Thank you so much, Lindsey. We're going to have to leave it there. And that's it for now. And if you'd like to comment on what you've just seen, you can head to our Facebook page. That's France24 _ the 51%, or do send us a tweet at _51%. Thanks for your feedback so far, and please keep those comments coming in. Until our next program, bye for now.